back up, immobilized. He's gonna be out of the way, but there's Gary there. Gary finds a shutdown. RRQ TORA, they might do it.
I think they've got this. When he finds swap, and the item swap is there.
KRAMM onto Ruff, but Ruff gets the job done. SRG falling apart. Left, right, and center. Uni, he is out. But it's just him and Yums.
Just run, dear God, just run.
RRQ TORA is still relatively a new team. The Dynasty Derby now begins. Unstoppable True Dynasty versus the Royal Challengers.
And look at that, the Colossus, Titans, Innocent, Yums, and KRAMM. Where's my Beast Titan? Beast Titan Innocent? Huh? Colossus Titan Yums?
Okay. Armor Titan KRAMM?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Right? If you were curious about it, RRQ TORA consists of Ruff in the gold lane, SUPERYOSHI, an import coming in, Rome, Kim in the mid lane, Gary alongside with their import Dyrenn in EXP. So situational picks and actual meta picks. And when you're facing off against the Slimer Red Giants, their chemistry is just through the roof, right? With Innocent in the gold lane, Yums is Rome, Stormy in the mid lane, Uni as the main jungler for game number 1. We don't know if that's going to change. And KRAMM, of course, coming in EXP. This team just has the whole package.
This is the whole... They roar into the season, but stumble in their last hunt. But it's fine. Now, the Royal Tigers rise again. Fangs sharpen and pride awaken. Watch them strike back against their strongest opponents yet. Kingdom, rise up and salute your kings. Viva RRQ TORA!
The mid-trio of Gary, SUPERYOSHI, and Kim will need to step up big time if they want to have any chances against SRG. Ruff also has a huge mountain to climb with Innocent, a near-perfect gold laner on the opposite end. With Uni leading the charge as the starting jungler today, the favorites remain the favorites in this matchup. Still dominant and never ready to bow down to anyone in MPL Malaysia. This is their dynasty. This is Selangor Red Giants!
Uni, not a stranger to big matches. How will he stand out in this matchup against Scary Gary and former teammate Ruff on the other end?
They go for the Marcel to wait out the durations.
Make some noise for yours truly.
Wow, they go for CC instead and leave Glue into the support role. Fine, Stormy just needs to make sure that he stays healthy throughout this lane. But now they're going to go 3v3 here. I'm not sure about this.
Uni just needs to wait for the cooldowns. He's going to walk forward and get immobilization on the Gary. First blood. The blink of an eye. Uni able to walk away with something.
This was such a mistake, and now it's going to get worse from this point onwards.
Not that good either. It's basically a dead end.
Yeah, they close out these fights real fast, which is great, but they're not giving them enough time to actually respond.
They should kill Innocent here. He did use the flicker earlier on. Is there a response on SUPERYOSHI? Nope. Able to run.
It was going to be there at the time, which is why he traceless in the first place, but even so, mistake is going to be a... Oh, what?
Right onto Kim. Uses flickers in onto top of him. The ultimate M as a response kills off Stormy instead. The turbo does come out though with Uni arriving, but here comes Freya. Valkyries instead onto Uni. Uni needs to get out of this. He needs help, but he still holds on to the Deadly Magic, and that could be the death for Ruff. SRG hitting back with more.
Okay, hitting back with more, and they're hitting way harder. They're hitting all the correct targets here. They're not wasting any time on Dyrenn at all. They don't want to waste too much time on Gary, especially when the support system around him is already collapsing.
Dyrenn has a Crimson Gleam out of the way. XP Crab given over to Uni as he continues to maintain an XP lead over Gary. Though this turtle take will be delayed by just a little bit. SRG will look to throw bodies at RRQ TORA, but they did have to expect a couple of flickers in that previous fight. Dyrenn Darren is the deadly magic. Throw the ruin to the back. Finds Uni. Uni still forced out of the way. Darren back to full health, but maybe not for long. Gary gets the turtle, and now they need to find a way out of this. Darren, Crimson gleams away, but Yums is still on top of him. He latches on him. Innocent finds the bolt in. Darren runs away in time as the spike fits in the two. RWM out. KRAMM goes down, but Yums claims Darren.
Oh boy.
That means they might sacrifice this third turtle as well. Yums will walk up and try to create some distance. Gary is the target, but they don't have enough output to take him down. So Gary gets the turtle, and here comes Ruff in the back line. RWM keeps them in the box. Ruff with the Valkyrie descent dives on the Stormy, as Stormy uses the Crimson Beacon to get away. Ruff flickers forward to take Stormy down and still finds it, but Ruff will also go down to Innocent. Super Yoshi a bit late as the backup and Uni hits him with the deadly magic. They need a bit more output, and KRAMM will hop forward, find a yo-yo. Not only did Yums stuck onto Super Yoshi, he was also tied down by the current call, and now he truly is dead. I don't think that's the way out of this.
He's got him.
Barbell is here. They use the RWM, but Stormy is out of there. Gary trying to will on Yums. Can he get the grab back up? Doesn't seem possible, but KRAMM is there with the current call, and Gary dashes back onto Kim, so Kim
can't really get back in. And you can tell how both sides recognize that like a single death changes this fight. Even SRG don't want to take a clean 4v5, even though they forced Kim to actually recall early on.
They were hoping to get something out of him, but he still maintains his flicker. The hat trick has been used. Super Yoshi in dangerous water. It's going to be dragged back, and he's gone. But they also found Stormy in the thick of it. Grabs in the back line to try and disrupt Kim. Pops the vengeance. Finds the Eve as Dyren's in the back line disrupting SRG's score. But Dyren is low. Escapes the Crimson Green as Ruff now wills away. Finds a double kill. Innocent of all people gets the Lord for his squad. Yums in no man's land, and Innocent still has a turtle boat, but can he help his teammate? Seems like the answer is no. Yums will have to find his way out of this, but with Ruff on the tail and Uni back up, gets hit by the knockback, but it's enough to get SRG out of it.
Yeah, from the glue.
And as we cut back, Super Yoshi might just meet his demise again. Able to get some healing. There's no mini wave in the middle lane. The RWM now comes out. They're all in the box. Dyren with the throne on the ring. Looks for Innocent. The flicker. Good enough.
Oh, this is looking tough. Yes.
Why every 10 seconds someone dies on the map in solo queue. Although priority of the Lord is given over to RRQ TORA, and Dyren is in a spot that SRG can't really just walk up. So KRAMM will have to do it with the current call to chunk down Super Yoshi. They bring it back. Super Yoshi dies! And now the counter engage comes in. That's what we've been waiting for. Ruff is absolutely decimating the backline. Innocent and Stormy stood no chance. Yums will stick onto Ruff. But with Dyren and Gary around, Uni will have to second guess whether there's a way in. KRAMM is also away from the rest of his team.
Yup, Yums is just wasting as much time as possible. Ruff is able to out-sustain the majority of it as long as he's got War Axe and Endless Battle, so pretty tough to get by, especially if you don't have CC. Oh!
The current call, more than enough, but KRAMM might die. The Cyclone Knight doesn't bring it out in time. Dyren and Kim back in the fight.
50-50.
Yums and Uni, does he have the record? He does, but Gary good on it! And RRQ TORA saves the fight.
Now, this very first Lord, let's see how much it really gets here. Because the most ideal is if RRQ TORA is able to break long lane inhibitor.
And Uni, he might suffer his first death, and that's the case. Gary with a solo kill bot lane, and it comes at the first possible moment. He's 40 seconds away from respawning, and the rest of SRG need to hold on. Mountain Shotgun gets used. Yums tries to disrupt Kim. As Gary takes care of the bottom turret, Yums is looking to get away. The Mountain Shotgun boat keeps Yums alive. As the rest of SRG takes care of the Lord, but Gary, unfortunately, won't be able to get the turret for himself. In fact, Yums'
vision that he has provided so far has made it hard.
Looking for Dyren, the Throne of Ruin, damage reduction, enough to keep Dyren alive. To lift him up, but he's out of Crimson Gleam. But the chase has begun. SRG now on the aggressive end. As Gary goes to the back line with the Phantom Steed, just get absolutely destroyed. Here comes Ruff again. He's looking for his targets. KRAMM faces Super Yoshi. Ruff getting duped by Uni and Innocent. Innocent traces back in. And a double kill for KRAMM off screen gives SRG the lead with 3 bodies.
Outplayed with Uni alongside with Innocent making diverging pass. Ruff, he needed to choose one, but they kept on switching places.
And SRG now have a chance to close this game out, but KRAMM gets caught by the RWM.
He's got Throne of Ruin. He can buy a little bit of time.
This is gonna be close. What is SRG's choice? It seems like blitzing is not the option they want to go for. Throne of Ruin loose, but immediately dodged by Uni. He's back in the fight, but Dyren too tanky. Gary back up alive.
Yeah.
Dyren now playing spoilers. Innocent force away. Lord reset.
Beautiful play. Hey, wait, hold on. They haven't reset it yet. Oh no!
Oh, Gary's almost here. Gary's almost here. He's in, and it will be Uni. They gets the secure.
A rumbling of the crowd. They want more. They
And Ruff is forced to play footsies as well with the very nimble members of SRG. They found Gary. Uni just canceled his recall. And now this is going to be tough for RRQ Tora. They need to hold the Lord. Uni is looking for Gary again. His recall gets cancelled the second time. Gary can't go back home.
Yeah, he's dead now. He's dead now. Gary knows it. Just buy some time. Let it happen. Just take him. Just take him. Oh, 50 seconds. That is too long. That is too long. Can he 4v5? I'm pretty sure they can 4v5 in the base.
They have a minion wave down bot. They can take the inhibitor. Innocent will take care of that. The top inhibitor also go down.
Oh no.
This has to be the greatest defense of RRQ Tora's career.
I mean, they can do it. They just gotta get in there. No!
They'll try. Mountain Shocker used as vision granted. SRG. They don't really have much minion wave. Dyrenn able to catch a backline, but they need a follow-up. And Ruff not able to get in on it. RWM now as a response. Ruff on the Stormy. Stormy backs off. Dyrenn does the same. The minion wave getting managed very well, but Ruff is so far. Ruff is now dead.
Dies, and Immortality is bought by the Harley. They look for the end game here. They look to close it out. Now that Freya is gone, Gary needs to come back in now to save the team.
A blade might have been snapped and got pretty close. Dyrenn threw his life for that. But the good news for RRQ Tora is that Ruff will be back for a potential fight here. They might not get it in time though. SUPERYOSHI is already gone. SRG quick on the trigger.
Clean combo here from Jushin and Glue. Set the globule up, pick him up with the Lantern Flare, chuck him into the globule.
And Yums is just going to disrupt Ruff. This Lord, a guarantee for SRG, and SUPERYOSHI is 40 seconds out.
Alright, that's another Lord that falls into the hand of SRG. This should be the end game scenario that they've been looking for all game. But the extra damage reduction you get by walking next to the Lord, it's gonna be real hard for an RRQ Tora to win the upcoming fight unless they catch them right here, right now.
Ruff still needs 15 seconds for his flicker, which is an important tool, but he might not have 15 seconds to wait. First minute wave getting cleared out. Gary onto Uni and takes him out! He gets the Winter Crown to avoid the ball from Innocent, but gets rooted by Yums. Immortality swap. Gary back up. The rune misses. Dyrenn in! And they find Innocent in place, but Innocent tracelesses away into the fray. Dyrenn needs to keep it in place, but the Lord is already here. SRG! Stampede through RRQ Tora in game 1. First.
The zone control won't be as easy this time, though.
Lead the charge.
So they take the Hilda again.
Why does Lilia get the exception?
Yeah. The only mages that have that luxury that has a cost to it. That's a purify out from Kim. It was still coming out of him though. Kim gets lifted up. Is it enough? Doesn't seem like it's. Stormy with the first blood. Does have the black shoes to work with. Ruff comes in with the bone. KRAMM is gonna eat all of it out. The passive heals him back out with the ultimate in front of pursuit, but he gets pulled underneath the turret. And there'll be Dyrenn taking the kill, but Innocent is in. Finds one of his own. SUPERYOSHI goes down. Uni back in. Dyrenn knocked up. The combo almost perfect, but Dyrenn escapes.
Can we get how much damage Stormy did in that fight alone? Like, that was an insane amount of damage. I mean, this is a guaranteed kill because unlucky.
Saved by the Cyclone 9. Yums needs to wait for his cooldown.
Oh no.
He's
Oh
the deadly
no.
magic. Still healing up, but most likely gonna go down. SUPERYOSHI claims that kill.
That's so unlucky, dude. That's so unlucky.
Into the fight, Stormy unfortunately forced out of it. Turtle down low. Gary easily secures the objective. Now BMI used by Innocent, but he's lashed on by Dyrenn. Dyrenn forced off, but Stormy will still go down to SUPERYOSHI.
Oh, they're doing well. SRG can keep fighting for days. Just because Stormy is done doesn't mean
Vaporize does decrease by a bit in this mid-game phase until critical mass gets achieved by SRG.
yeah, they need a bulk discount here. Oh, hold on. They're fighting for space.
Oh, Yums very deep in. Ruff was found out. Now calls in the turtle boat. KRAMM is just gonna go to the backline. SUPERYOSHI forced to flicker away, and now Innocent comes in with the blazing duet. SUPERYOSHI just back in, but Stormy claims the kill. KRAMM drags Tyrants back. None of their members are too far ahead of RRQ Tora. It's evenly spread out in terms of net worth. They use the Violent Requiem onto SUPERYOSHI, looking to blow him up. SUPERYOSHI goes down to Innocent.
And this is the problem. This is the same problem as game number 1 wave, unfortunately. But down by bot side, you can see that SRG have set this up perfectly.
Nothing that RRQ Tora can do. This tier 1 will go down. Dyrenn was gonna do his best, but he now will be forced to soak out the punishment. Dyrenn just disappears. And the turret still goes down.
Nicely done. Nicely done by SRG. They pushed out the mid lane. They pushed out the top side. Keep in mind that Innocent just finished the Trinity build. He has the damage. He's building up those stacks fast. And worse yet, RRQ Tora still not pulling the trigger.
Might come down to Gary, but Super Yoshi getting caught might dissuade that. Kim now in a horrible spot. He's trying to disengage, but Yums have already found him. Only having to deal with Dyren in the backline, and Ruff works on Yums. Yums will buy time, jumps away. Yums gets out. The arrow from Ruff out of range, and Lord for SRG.
Beautiful, beautiful from Uni. Outplays Dyren despite getting stuck. Slam.
The holy defenses will deteriorate anyways by the 12-minute mark. 1 week one between Uni and Gary. Oh, Gary is gonna win this. The third time Gary wins a 1v1 over Uni.
Wait, Surge, sir. Used it too early.
3 times. Oh, they caught Super Yoshi again, but no commitment this time. Spatial migration still being held on. Dyren patiently walks forward. Yums now unleashes that with KRAMM to the back line. Innocent! Oh, he found the angle! And he's gonna take all of them down.
He needs to clean up here. I mean, Storm contesting right now to maybe at least fight for mid-bush.
And Gary can't even walk up. That mid is under control of SRG.
They need that spot. They need this bush. Once they clear this bush, a lot of... Wait, hold on. Conceal!
Oh, and Yums catches him again! It's too good with these engages.
God damn, how do you react to that?
And they found Gary. Gary tried to run away innocent, but wins! Gary actually wins!
Oh my god, that was close. He nearly just out-healed the damage, but thankfully, on Harley, everything is short cooldown.
And there's concentrated energy. It made the difference, and Uni now cannot continue on the Lord, allowing Dyren to walk on forward. Stormy still has the black shield and flicker. He's gonna use it right now, but Dyren is still on top of him. Stormy flickers to isolate Dyren from the rest of his team. And KRAMM and News will make sure the rest of RRQ Tora doesn't blitz the Lord before Innocent comes back. They will start to work on Dyren. It's gonna take a while. Dyren, look at the kill. Stormy misses the root, but still walks on forward. One more will do the job. Dyren for Stormy as the fight breaks down into absolute chaos.
Oh no, that one was a little messy, I'm not gonna lie. Stormy wanted to play with his food and got punished for it. He could have walked out of there if he wanted to, but his damage was necessary. Uni, it's all up to you!
Can he do it? They control it. They hit the boat. He's dead. Carry now. Free reign of the objective. RRQ Tora wrestle it back from the depths.
Because it looks like he's going for the Ice Queen's wand first, just for the extra utility.
Oh, they might find Super Yoshi though. Paul lacking too far. The rest of RRQ Tora comes to backs him up. Super Yoshi is dead. Winter Crown used by Innocent. He gets lifted up, but he's still out of it. And Kim now isolated. Flicker forward. KRAMM gets a 3-man Dark Wave as he is now so far forward, but Yums is on the case. Follows up with Stormy. Behind his back. Gary around the corner. The rest of SRG trying to keep up, and Yum goes down. Counter with the immortality. Uni in the fray, but he blows up. Yums is dead. Uni has the immortality. The item swap is dead. Kim toying around, but Innocent finally gets his moment to go back in, and KRAMM has a challenge. Dyren to the base. They can't stop him. Stormy, clear the way, Stormy.
I think he's got it, right? Yes, they'll be able to clear with the help of Uni as well. Now Dyren's on the run as Ruff dies in his own 2v1. Gary tries still.
Dyren trying to go in and end the game right then and there, but it's not time just yet. Not today for the kingdom.
Oh, look at Yums. He's laughing about it. He's like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
We nearly got backdoor.
We almost became Team Flash.
Dear God.
They call flashing about Red Giants, but we are not that.
Oh boy.
Oh
wait, no. Don't tell me when he dies.
Oh, that was so close. That was so close. Now Gary's dead. And he swapped the item too late. He was half a second away.
No.
He did. And we're the first one to claim the inhibitor.
Oh, they dance. Where is it? Dyren.
The back line. Stormy, a bit out of position. Dyren sticks onto him.
Oh,
that should get the rest of the team. Oh, Dyren. Stormy though. He might go down. Dyren has the glowing one. The damage is enough. Stormy dead. As the Lord gets taken care of. Dyren to safety. Uni down to hell. Innocent in the fray of days. There was a nature. Innocent full commits on the rock. But there's not enough damage. RRQ Tora, they do it again.
Oh my god.
Just like Game 1.
It's not over. Yums has to flicker away. And KRAMM, he can hold, but Innocent, he's back in.
Dyren gets the roll to Innocent, and he latches onto Innocent.
He should die.
Innocent needs help, but help is not coming. Immortality though. Innocent back up. Immobilized. He's gonna beat him out of the way, but there's Gary there. Gary finds a shutdown. RRQ Tora, they might do it.
I think they've got this. When he finds swap, and the item swap is there.
KRAMM onto Ruff, but Ruff gets the job done. SRG falling apart. Left, right, and center. Uni. He is out. But it's just him and Yums.
just run, dear God, just run! Uni, he's got more than enough spell vamp to get on out of there. But finally, the war ends, and maybe we got a real game now.
This might be a lot for RRQ and the Lord that they need. The commit from SRG is there. Yums finds space. RRQ cannot find time to commit onto the Lord. Dyrenn sticking on the Yums, not the target that he wants, but he's going to transfer that onto Uni. And Kim follows up. RRQ Tora into it with the grab of Innocent. He's going to keep himself alive and take out Kim. Innocent, no! Can only do so much. Gary and Ruff enough to take down the half-man half-beast. Uni now back in the frame, but Ruff, he follows up. Ruff gets him. And now he's just KRAMM against the kingdom.
Nah, this is where it ends, right? This has to be where it ends. No! With Kim and SUPERYOSHI gone, traded for Uni and Innocent, this should be a Lord for RRQ Tora.
It seemed like there's any other way. It was a last-ditch attempt. Desperation becoming apparent on the faces of both teams to commit everything onto Dyrenn, but the damage isn't there. Stormy needs time to ramp up. Dyrenn loses the immortality. The Lord now is a contributor to this team fight. Dyrenn finally goes down after so long, and KRAMM gets free reign.
Perfect. They got all the key ultimates. No Mountain Shocker, no Deadly Magic. Uni is going to show up on the opposite side while Innocent pushes out that mid wave to make sure that they're on top of those waves. And now they do it again. It's Lord Dance. Oh, Yums, what are you doing here?
Yums saw two of them. Yums is going to die for this. He's going to flicker. The regenerate!
How does he
Right
do
on
that?
time. I can't believe it.
He doesn't lose his immortality for that. He saved some money. And now the ref. No, Harley's not here.
They're going to give up on the Lord. They're not going to contest on this. Harley shoves on the top wave, but is that the mistake that caused RRQ the game?
What? All right, Lord Seal goes over to Uni's side. What? Why? Why? What are we doing here? What are we doing? We didn't need to... well, regardless of the decision, a lot of factors are getting played in here, and it doesn't mean that RRQ Tora is completely out. It's going to be hard, don't get me wrong. It's just that now that they have the damage reduction, I don't know how they're going to kill Stormy anymore. They keep putting him down to 1 HP, but then he black shoes away just in the nick of time to go back to full.
And he even has radiant armor.
Oh,
Gary is looking for a flank angle, but he needs to be quick. This Lord not easy to shield through. Dyrenn would just try to buy time. Innocent counting on him. The bolt on the Innocent delays the inevitable. The Ruff is done enough. Here comes Gary. Innocent into Winston Crown to stay alive. The Lord at half health, but they need a bit more time. They need a bit more firepower. But SRG again powers through, and RRQ Tora will fall to their knees. SRG with a 2-0.
dang. The Kingdom take a loss. The fans from SRG, of course, gonna be loud and proud as they can.